What up, everyone? We're back again. Brittany's back. Rob's back. We're back for a hobby stream, and we are going to be painting whatever you tell me to. These skeletons are here to be voted upon. I'm going to start a vote in just a second. We've got scourgers that could be painted, some terrain that could be painted. Should I move this back a little bit more? Maybe I should. I know whatever happens, I'm only gonna keep things on, camera some of the time. No promises. How's everyone doing tonight? Let me know how you're doing while I get a vote going here. We're going to do, start a poll. Here we go. We're gonna do a little visual meridian point, whatever it's called, stimulation. Yeah, all sorts of stuff. So you guys tell me, you can put your opinions in the chat, what you want me to vote, or what you want me to vote, what you want me to paint. But I'm going to stick by the results of the poll, whatever that may be. So, okay, let's get some. What should Rob paint tonight? I can't even see it. And then we've got rats. We've got, what do we have? We have skeletons. I'll show them to you guys in a second. We've got big pig. Big pig. And then what else did I say? Oh yeah, the terrain. The Skaven, I'll just put terrain. Okay. The poll has started. There we go. It's up there. So, while that's loading up, I'm going to grab the things. So last time I painted some skeletons, I just did some metal, right? And then I've got some brand new Zenithal Scourgers here, Skaven Scourgers. And then I have Big Pig, which is what I was working on last night. The bad thing about Big Pig is it doesn't look as good on stream here. It looks kind of bad to me on this camera, but whatever. I've already shown it to you. And then we have, this isn't all of it, but we could do some spearhead terrain. And you guys could just tell me what to paint it, because this is basically to use in the, in the battle reports and whatnot, right? So, just checking on my. Oh my gosh, my phone is running out of batteries pretty quick here. Yeah. So, okay, why isn't it telling me who's in first right now? It says 2 votes on here. Okay, one second. Let's go to the. Okay, so far we've got 100% Big Pig. Dang it. Come on, man. Saul said, I voted Pig mostly because I was just assembling one of the Regiments of Renown. Yeah, that is totally fair. Here, just a second. My wife is messaging me, even though the stream is on. One second. She wants to know if I took the dog out, and I did. Okay, so we've got, it's still 100% Big Pig. I think I know this is going to go, but in the meantime, so I'll put the terrain, which is kind of in the way, away, and I'll put the skeletons away, or out of the way. Let's do that. I always use the Everlasting Wet Palette paper. I like it the best. I find that it doesn't absorb too much water, which is my biggest complaint with most of the other wet palette paper. The only thing that absorbs less than this, I think, is the what's it called? The parchment paper for cooking stuff. But I was finding that like some of the paint was going through, Ooh. Is it on there? Yeah, it's on there. Okay. Oh, yeah. Bow, bow, dow. I need to play some Marvin Gaye here. Oh, yeah. Gotta let it absorb, or otherwise it curls up here, as you can see. Oh, yeah. How good is that? Still rocking 100% on the big pig, huh? Oh, accidentally. Let the sticker get stuck to the other paper. Come on. Oh, no. Did it pull up some paper? It might have. But yeah, I was finding that the last piece of paper, like I use them until it starts to let paint go through onto the actual sponge underneath. And that's no bueno. So, wow, it's curling up more than usual here. After this, we can do a bet on whether I'll keep the subject on camera during tonight's painting stream at all. Okay, 100% still. It's not looking like things are going to change too much. Wow. So I will put some scavin away. This is the first time ever, so I've done this. Each of their bases is like done so that they can. Oh, can you see that? Yeah, there we go. Is done so that you can like I can paint them separately and then they'll go on and it'll work perfectly. So what I did this time was I wrote down like which guy's which, the knife guy, and then I put the arrow so I know exactly which guy needs to go on where. And so I will report back later whether that worked. Well, Big Pig is dropping. Okay. Did we suddenly have a race here? That's exciting. What's the other leading ones are skeletons. I never would have thought. But it is what I painted last time. Okay. Let me know in the chat. This isn't a vote, but like let me know in the chat how much longer I should run this. And I can even talk about what colors I was thinking of doing. For the skeletons, I was thinking about doing the purple. I've used transparent purple in the past, and I don't think I've used contrast Luxian purple, even though I really like it. What up, Keith? Thanks for joining us. We got one vote for rats. Okay. Suddenly it's a race. Yeah, so I was thinking about doing that. If it's biggest pigus, I think I'm going to work on the blue armor, even though this thing just really... Like the bone, I think it looks fine on camera. Also, actually, I do, regardless whether I paint this or not, rather. Oh no, somehow I got some pink on top of his head. Well, that leads into my next question. What do you guys think of this skin on this pig? Do you think it's like too... I don't know, boring? Or I tried bringing it up to like full skin color and I didn't really like it. So I kind of pulled it back to like a kind of a medium brown color. Man, you really can't see it on. I feel like it was better last time. Am I too close? Yeah. Zooming out. I'm not actually zooming out. I'm just low. I feel like that's a little better. What do you guys think? Oh, the phone is tilting. Maybe that's the problem. There we go. Sorry, everyone. I can't put it in the direct center of the little clamp thingy because then it pushes down the down button on the sound, which makes it record video in addition to using it as a webcam and burns even more battery. How are we doing for battery, by the way? What's going on? Okay. Okay, we're doing better now. It's not draining quite so far. Okay. You voted most because you're assembling. Yeah, the Regiment of Renown is super cool. I don't know if you're talking about the big pig one because there's a few of them. Okay. I guess we should probably close it. Otherwise, I'm not even going to get any painting done, hey? Thank you to everyone who voted. The big pig didn't get it by much in the end. It was riding at 100% for so long. And now it is... actually, I'll give you like 2 minutes to vote in case you change your mind. The for this guy, I'm going to work on the blues, like the turquoises and stuff on the armor, and maybe the skin on the head here, depending on what you guys say. The head, I was thinking about making the heads Saul either darker, like giving it more of like a black kind of, look to it, where it's darker and maybe a little bit more desaturated and gray, or just kind of cleaning it up a bit. But yeah, because I basically glazed it to get it where it is right now, and then I apparently got some pink on there, which I didn't notice until right now. You're talking the big pig? Yeah. Oh, it's so sick. It's so cool. Big pigs are just awesome. I want to paint them and I want to play them. It's one of those few like perfectly in sync kinds of things. Okay. Well, we didn't get any more votes and that is fine. I appreciate everyone who voted. And so big pig it is. So I'm going to grab my turquoise, which is what I've been using. Where is my turquoise? I could also try out jade. But where is... Am I wrong? Do they not... Does Pro Acryl not make a dark turquoise as well? I thought I had that, but that's okay. For tonight, I can just use other paints. So I'm gonna start off with turquoise. I might try some bright jade though too. Let's find it first. There we go. God, I love this paint so much. They're really not that different. And even at looking at them on camera here, the bright jade looks a little. I think it looks. I guess that's accurate. But man, this wet palette is not staying down. Maybe I needed to add more water. I added what I normally add, but... Okay. You can add to the shadows to desaturate, for sure. Absolutely. I need to add to the skin anyway, because it's... I don't know. Something happened to it in the time since then. It looks like a little bit mucked up, so... What color should I make the highlights? Like, what should the top be? I have almost all of Pro Acryl. I've got quite a few GW paints too. I could go like a Storm Vermin Fur. Might be a little too desaturated. They do a dark jade or turquoise. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure if maybe I put it somewhere, but dark turquoise is definitely something I would buy. Okay, well, why don't maybe we'll start off with turquoise, because some of these armor pieces I painted pink, and then I realized, oh yeah, I don't want them pink. So, because I'm trying to go for a synthwave kind of effect, right? I'm not doing like all the armor one color. Like I'm trying to make it kind of, like one color next to the other. So it goes pink and then, turquoise, pink, like that. Pink, turquoise for all of this. And then pink, turquoise, pink, like that. And same up on the York himself. But yeah, we'll see. I'm trying to... There we go. Brand new wet palette paper. Doesn't that feel good? Feels good, but it also is kind of... It's like leaving tracks in fresh snow. It's sort of a melancholy. Thanks, Saul. I might have to pick up more of the dark turquoise if I can't find it. And then even if I find it, it's like, okay, whatever, right? Worst case, oops, sorry. I don't know if I'm ever going to get properly good at painting on camera here, but because it has to be kind of far away from my head. Jeez. Now it's like all, oh geez. How do I, can you, oh, you can't even see that. Why is, oh, because it's over here. Okay. That's really hard. You have to bear with me to a certain extent here when I'm getting into the... So what I did with the first set of iron jaws that I did, and even though they do not look good on camera at all, here, I'll bring them out super quick. I'll bring out one or two here. And I'm actually really happy with how they turned out, but on camera, they just don't look the same as they do in real life. I don't know what it is. Like, the pink is not nearly as vibrant. It's not nearly as fluorescent and bright, but I do really like how they turned out. So I'm going to end up doing the same thing, but what I don't know, or sorry, I'm doing it a different way. So last time I painted it the dark colors and then I dry brushed it and whatnot. And now I'm going to go back. I'm doing the bright colors first because I think that's going to be faster. The question is whether it's going to end up looking how I want it to or not. So we're going to kind of find out together. Nothing like, and you know, if it utterly fails and it just doesn't look anything like it, I'm sure I can figure out how to get it to where I am happy with it at least. That's part of the reason why I'm not doing this isn't the boss guy. This is just the dude with the hacking crew. I'm doing him first because I think it's better to experiment with the one that, you know, it's not as much of a centerpiece as the guy, whatever he's called, Gruntaboss, I think he's called. So, yeah. What are you guys painting anything tonight? What are you working on? I hope, you know, obviously it's not mandatory. You can just come and hang out and chill. I can put on some music if you guys want. I can only use the stuff that I'm allowed to use though, so it's like synthwave, you know, music that this channel let me use. Okay, I'm gonna have to scoot into this desk a bit more to even have a prayer of keeping any of this on camera. This is harder than last time too. Get in there. How do these painting streams do it, man? Can you see what people are painting on stream all the time? Or is it kind of like this where sometimes they have to just angle it in a way where you can't really see? I used to watch, what's his name? Sam, the guy from like Wisconsin. But then I noticed that I wasn't really getting much work done. He would like stream in the morning. Been building tank bustas and breakaboys currently for 40k. Nice, dude. I've actually got some of them right here. I'm also doing them in a synthwave style. Little different than the last guys, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm doing a desert based scheme instead of the whatever forest or whatever the other one is, but they're so cool. Like Iron Jaws, they just have so much flavor to them. Hey. Okay. Oops, sorry, everyone. I will do my best. Oh, yeah. That was the other thing I meant to do last night, and then I forgot. This bone piece here, I just didn't paint. So I like got these other bone pieces all done, and then I went to do like some armor last night, and I was like, "Oh no, that's bone." Yeah. So I started the process for the bone there. Oh dang it! This is the hard part about keeping stuff on stream. I got some. I made it worse. Oh well. I'm gonna have to do a touch up later. I mean, like, in the lore, I suppose they're probably painting these things anyway. So a little bit of paint here and there, you know, whatever. I'm sure there's a way of justifying it in my own little headcanon. But it's gonna bother me. So I'm gonna have to clean it up. Boink. There we go. It's funny how whack it kind of looks, though, right? Until you get to the end with a lot of these schemes or a lot of these, what do you call them? Like, methods of painting. Dang, it's even hard to talk while I'm concentrating on this. And I'm going to have to move this camera because if I want to be able to see what I'm painting, how do I do this? Maybe put it up a little bit, further back. How are we looking? And then, there we go. That's better. Yeah, that's better. It's a great kit. The issue is the knob doesn't have any variety at all. I hear that all the time, Bear. All the time. It's almost 10:30 p.m. here, so I'm not working on anything. I was working on the Big Pig assembly earlier and trying to figure out how I'm going to paint it. Yeah, it's true. You can always cover it up with weathering. Hey, Rob, for that band on the back side of the pig, did you glue that on first? So you should, but you don't have to. If you look at, you're talking about this, the butthole band here, whatever you want to call it. The butthole band, as I am now calling it, forever, is they tell you in the instructions to glue it on afterward. That is a mistake. That's one of two pieces that you should not do in the order that they tell you to. The other is the tongue. The tongue you should glue into the head on one side and then put the other side of the jaw on. Otherwise, you have to like kind of whittle it down until it works. Yeah, anyway, and then this is the other piece that's true. So I haven't done that yet, Island Tau, because I did the first big giant Gruntug dude like a long time ago, and then I didn't paint him, and then I did this guy like pretty soon pretty more recently, I should say. And then I forgot about that, and then I was like, damn it, not this again. So if you did already do it, it's not the end of the world. You can just like whittle this down slightly and then it'll slide in there. But it is, the butthole band is, you know, a pain in the butt, really. with the tongue mouth, thankfully. Interesting. But the kit got me on the butter band. On the butt band. Yeah, dude, that's what happened to me. I'm glad that the tongue didn't give you an idea or any problems. I didn't have too many problems the first time, but the second time, I don't know what it was, but I had to whittle it down to like almost a nub, and I was getting worried that it was going to have to, what you call it? I was going to have to, or I was going to end up with a gap, essentially. Sorry, my dog barked really loud because he's a giant dog, and it was hard to concentrate. Normally I listen to an audiobook, but butt band, concentration time. Okay, here we go. I gotta look up every so often and make sure that it's still on camera. Here's a skill that I never thought I would need to learn. Oh, he's so loud. My wife's not home right now, and so he is stressed. It's a tough dog life, man. There we go. Now, there's some bits missing there, I know, but I'm not holding the appropriate brush and for detail work here. So I'm going to have to go in there at the end. And I'm not sure that I can keep it on camera when I'm doing that. By the way, do yours have like a crazy gap, Island Towel? Because like mine had a huge gap down the middle, and I had to sprue glue it and then carve it up with my hobby knife, and then when I did that, I added a bunch of scratches. See this scratch here? It's running right along there. Actually, no, I just made it so it's really hard to see now. But there's another. I made another scratch here, and it's not showing up on camera. I made like a scratch down here, across here, down there. What about here? I made one here. Yeah, you can't really see. Oh, you can kind of see the blue one here. Right there. But I made another one down here. And I'm going to, add a little bit of I'm going to put some, what's it called? Probably some shading in there to kind of highlight it, and then add some edge highlighting to it, just so people can kind of see what's going on. Yeah, I think these are going to be leather. See these straps on the side here? I think I'm going to do them in a black leather, because brown on brown is kind of boring. Even black's obviously not super exciting, but at least it's not, just different shades of brown. Now, this is not a dig at anyone who likes brown, but it's got to be the least popular color, right? Like gray is, I mean, I know gray and black and white are shades. They're not colors, but you know what I mean. Like, aside from the butt band, it was a pretty good kit. Really, you didn't have any gaps done, because if you look at the instructions, there's gaps that they show even in the instructions for right down the middle here. And I knew about them. I remembered them from the first kit, and they were still there in the second kit. And I never had any gaps on my Purple Sun. I've never had any issues putting any other kit together, actually, and having gaps. So it's possible that I did something wrong here, but oops, dang it. Keep it on camera. Stay on camera. Stay on camera. I don't know why there's a white streak there. It's interesting. Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and touch up some of these places from painting on stream. Because I can't. I have to get it up way closer to my face. Painting at arm's length is crazy. I wonder if I could get the camera like kind of behind my head a little bit. If that would help. Oops. Okay. If you've already have you glued the armor pieces on the side island? Because if you have, you can just whittle like the butt band was the easiest fix out of any of them for me. So, and don't forget that the glue itself will make it kind of slippery enough to finagle it in there. But okay, I'm trying to. Did anyone paint this guy without the rider's waist glued on? I was tempted. What up, Ladivicus? We're painting a big pig tonight. We did a vote, and it came up big pig. It was looking like, what was it, skeletons that came in second? We're making a comeback there for a minute, but maybe I gave too many things to vote for. You can only do up to 4 things in the poll, though, anyway. Man, this is so hard painting it. I'll shut up about it, but... Oh, man. It looks so close on camera. Oh, dear. It's a good thing this isn't the trickiest stuff anyway, right? Okay. I'm going to see if I can... Big pink pig. Yeah, so I'm going to try and do this paint scheme. Like this is sort of my synthwave paint scheme. Again, it doesn't look the same on here as it does in real life, but what are you going to do? But instead of going darker colors first, I'm going lighter colors first, and then I'm bringing the other bits down. And I'm hoping that that's faster. It's got to be faster, right? I ended up converting that area so he's got some armored butt plating. Nice. Hell yeah. That's awesome, man. Whatever works. Okay, I'm going to try moving this camera back and angling it. I don't think that's working. I need to get this thing behind my head if I can. Yeah. Yeah. Higher. Okay, okay. What about this? Okay, that might be it. That might be it. We might have found a solution here. It's kind of far away when it's down here, but when I'm actually trying to paint it, this way I can get it closer to my dumb face. Oh yeah, you can kind of see a little bit better too. I say as I put some paint in the wrong spot. Still think this is better though. Are you working on anything tonight, Ladivicus? I would say what I'm working on, but I think you guys kind of know. Because you voted for it. Oh, right. I forgot to mention that tickets went up for Kipper's Malay, and I put a link in the description down there. I didn't put an actual description tonight because I forgot. I started to write one out. Like, I was almost going to make it sort of a part of the title. And I was like, oh no, that'll be better for the description. And then forgot. I noticed that my phone was getting kind of low on batteries. I guess using your phone as a webcam takes a lot of batteries or something. I'm not really sure. So, yeah. I will stream for as long as my phone says that it is capable. Jeez. I feel like I'm going to paint that bone. But you know what? At least if I get paint on the bone here, it's not the finished bone. Darn it. I just did. As soon as I said that. Oh, jeez. Some of the bits on this are so hard to even see, like holding it right up to the light and getting a crazy angle, that I'm sorry if some of this doesn't end up on camera, but like it's hard to get to some of these bits even without trying to keep it all on camera. I'm stippling here, not because I want any kind of effect, but just because it's the only way I can fit it in there without getting paint all over everything else. Note to self. Next time, always, like, I know to paint from the inside out, you know, but I was doing all the armor, so it made sense to me at the time. I have a concept I'm going to try for my pigs. No idea if it's going to work. That's what happened to me with this whole thing. Like, was just, you know, I wanted to play Iron Jaws for a long time now, and then, but I wasn't going to do it unless I had an idea for them. You know, every time I paint something, I try to do something new, something that I hopefully haven't seen before. And just because I haven't seen it doesn't mean that someone hasn't done it, of course. But I hadn't seen synthwave, like, I hadn't seen synthwave on any models. And then, you know, when I discussed the idea with Carson and a few other people, they were like, oh no, that's not very rare. But most of the stuff that they showed me, it wasn't like what I had imagined as synthwave. You know, like I don't think of just neon being synthwave, but like the art style. But there was like one or two of them where I was like, okay, that's synthwave, you know. But yeah, anyway, just because I haven't seen it doesn't mean that someone hasn't done it, of course. But yeah, what I pictured in my head, I was just like, I don't know if this is going to work or not. But I ended up happy with them. I just find that when you do something that you haven't seen before and you don't have a template to go for, I find that I can usually make it work how I see it in my head. But I find that it usually takes a lot longer to do. You know, because you're kind of figuring it out as you go along, and you'll kind of do something and go, okay, that's not quite right. You know, and kind of go from there. But yeah, it usually, I find it works out in the end. So hopefully that is the case for you guys as well. Oh dear. I just realized, oh man. I was like, what is that? I couldn't get it. I just realized I painted some fur that was painted brown. I painted it turquoise just now. Yep. You know what? Well, it's done now. So I'll have to go back and, cause there's like saddle fur that you can't really see super well, but along the edge there's like a fur that's not part of the pig itself. It's part of the saddle. Some kind of dead animal. Maybe another Gorgrunta. Come on. Okay. Well, I didn't get too much paint on the bone there, so I'm kind of happy about that. Not able to get off the little tiny dot that I did do, but hopefully I'll remember to go back and touch up the bone there. I'm not painting tonight. Some light assembly. Nice. It's rare on your shelf, so that's what matters. Well, that's it. And honestly, I haven't seen this style of synthwave done either anyway. So now again, I hadn't seen any synthwave until my friends showed me, but I just thought that anyway, so actually what I was trying to say or trying to articulate earlier was part of the fun I have is in dreaming up a paint scheme and doing something different. And I always wanted to paint Iron Jaws. And so I thought about doing, this ice themed Iron Jaws, which is not uncommon. But I was like, it's not that original and this, that, and the other. And then I was driving out to my brother's place. I don't remember why. And then it just hit me. I was like, synthwave. And then once I thought of it, I had to do it. There was no going back. So, my issue is my head thinks I'm a better painter than I am when it comes up with concepts. I mean, I think that's all of us, or almost all of us. Like, there's a lot of people obviously out there that are, like Vince Venturella or whatever. They can just they can pretty much just do whatever they dream up. But for most of us, because we haven't done something before, it's a matter of experimentation. But I think the key is just to not quit until you're happy with it, if not satisfied, which is what I was with my Iron Jaws, or my Art Boys, I should say. Will your Weird Knob Shaman have hypno eyes? I don't know if I can paint that small. His eyes are pretty big. I just dropped him today, like right before the stream started. And I meant to check on him because his hand busted. Yeah, it looks like he's okay. His hand busted. Oh, he's not on camera. Right there. And so I glued him back right before starting the stream. Actually, let's get his... Oh, man. His eyes are so small. I can't do hypno eyes. I don't even think I have a small enough brush. No, I can't do hypno eyes. That would be sick, though. I don't even know if I could see it if they were hypno eyes. That was my brain deciding to do a bunch of Tempest galleries, Badab War, Salamanders, Camo. Crazy. That does sound difficult. Painting the pig like a fireball? Like a fireball or like Fireball the whiskey? Inquiring minds, Saul. Or is that something that you just didn't know that you wanted? We have champagne taste with beer skills. I've never heard that before. Or at least I do. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I was saying, right, Keith? It's just like, I try to at least go until I'm happy, but I'm very rarely satisfied. Like, I very rarely come back kind of going like, I don't know what I would change, or what I could possibly do better. Oh, dang it. I just noticed some more pink in the fur. How did that even happen? Whatever. That is frustrating. That's the thing about using pigments. Oops. Okay. I might be able to get that off, though, even though it's fully dried, because I did spray my big pig with matte varnish before I started doing the armor. So here's hoping that I can maybe put some something down there that will lift just those bits up. Have you guys ever done that? What would you even use to do that? What would you use to try and pull up some paint? Maybe even like just some Gamsol like oil thinner maybe? Yeah. Okay. Now I guess I'll move on to the other bits. The trick, Rob, is to not compare to other people's stuff. Yeah, that's the trick of to everything in life. You know, don't compare yourself to who other people are today. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday. I heard that piece of advice for a very long period of time, and I think it's great advice. So when, you know, I don't know, for example, you know, you mentioned to your friends that you've been running and you're up to 9.5 kilometer runs, and your friend's like, oh yeah, I usually do like 15K. You're just like, what? Come on, man. I thought I was bragging. This is a not a current story, but I can't do 9K anymore. I hurt my feet. Plantar fasciitis. It sucks. Any other old men in the chat? Any of y'all feel me? Had that plantar fasciitis? Don't recommend it. I had to cool it way down. And start stretching and doing all these other things that I didn't have to do when I was a young man. What show is that on where they're like, I'm not middle aged. Middle aged is 50. And then some other character was like, only if you live to be 100. I don't remember where I got that from. Oh, dang it. 41 is old. I mean, I started feeling it as soon as I hit 40, and I'm 44 now. Actually, I shouldn't say I started feeling it. I started feeling it way before that. But, yeah, I'm feeling it more now. Kermit the Frog boss on Miss Piggy. Oh my God, Bear. That sounds awesome. Hilarious. I'll have an army that looks like it was painted with a brush and not my fingers. Oh, yeah. I worked in restaurants, too. No planters for you, even though you're older than me? Oh, fair enough. Yeah. You know what, though? Yeah, actually, I didn't get it. Yeah, you're right. I was going to say, I don't, you know, but I know I was running pretty regularly when it started. I wasn't exercising as much as I was, you know, when I didn't have it, funny enough. But then all of a sudden, here I am. That's interesting, Keith. I hope that, you know, I've gotten back into martial arts and been working out and stuff, but I've been getting injured quite a bit doing that. Oh, I know what it was. Oh, because like the whole bottom, I don't think you guys can see this, but the whole bottom has like a pink tinge to it, which is fine. I mean, you could say it's like, you could call it an OSL, but I think it's the stupid paper towel. Oh, I bet that's what it was. I, have a paper towel on hand to kind of help with cleaning my brush and whatnot. And then, but I use pigments and stuff like that, like Green Stuff World pigments. And when you clean stuff off, they dry out and then they don't stick to the paper towel. And then I think I probably put the pig down or something on it at some point in between. Oh well, it's on the bottom side anyway. That is super annoying though. That will bother me. Yeah, yeah. The thing though too is though Keith is that like I find that like I was doing like some lifting and I was running and I used to hate running and now I kind of like it, but that was exacerbating the plantar fasciitis. And then the other issue is that like I don't know, like lifting I find kind of boring, and so my kids started doing jujitsu, and it's just like I used to do judo and a bunch of other martial arts, and it's just so interesting to me, and so I just find myself like the good thing is that like I want to do it, you know. I keep going even though I get injured. Mostly been my intercostal muscles, which is something I didn't know about until I started doing jujitsu, and then because I used to do judo and whatnot back in the day, but like it's not as common an injury. So then I injured my intercostal muscles, which are basically the muscles that attach to your rib cage and whatnot. So breathing and laughing and basically anything can become pretty excruciating. But the good thing is that like I kind of want to do it even though I'm hurting, even though I'm in pain, and so I don't know, like I just that seems like a decent long term kind of solution to keeping up with exercise, is if you're into it. You know what I mean? Like if you want to do it even if you're injured, I feel like that's a good sign. Does that make sense? It's hard to talk and paint at the same time and to express a cogent thought. I don't know how successful I'm being. Probably not very, but probably similarly successful with how much I'm keeping the model on camera here. You switched up your diet? Oh, really? What did you like lower, or what did you kind of do to increase your joint, health? Oh, awesome, Admech. You need that next generation, right? Uh, Running is impacts, rowing machines, and exercise bikes. I have a rowing machine. I don't like. I have an exercise bike. Um, yeah, that's pretty boring to me too. I don't even like running on a treadmill. Like I have to kind of go out and and run. I know it sounds crazy, right, Ludovicus? But what's crazy is you're getting chased by a predator that's bigger than you. But the thing is that if you don't do it ahead of time, you're never gonna, you're not gonna make it very far. Uh, Been building since I'm the master builder magnetizer. Nice. I'm pretty good at that too. Pescatarian now. I don't know what that is. Yeah, I like to listen to audiobooks when I go running, but yeah, it's a long story. But what you're saying isn't wrong. I think like the best one would actually be swimming, but I find that I often can't even go running if I'm, you know, like I don't have enough time to just go running sometimes too. But the plantar fasciitis did get better though with stretching. So it actually hasn't been bad. I've been finding that it's kind of going away. I bought this like ankle calf stretching thing off of Amazon, and it works quite well. But I also don't really find I get much of a sweat going when I'm doing the exercise bike. But it might be too small for me too. It's not actually mine. We got it for my mom, but she doesn't use it. My wife uses it sometimes, but yeah, I think it's too small for me or something. I can't really let a rip on it. I don't know. I don't know, man. Nothing gets me, whatever, huffing and puffing harder than grappling, though. My God. It takes me a while to catch my breath. But fighting's like that. Although I think it's more pronounced with grappling. Sasquatch have natural predators? Yeah. I think he's a Wendigo. Yeah, that's fair, Litificus. You just have to outrun your friends. That's true. I believe that's like either an ancient expression or joke. One of the two. But some kind of ancient wisdom, whether it's joke form or whatever. Oh dear God, this is impossible to see. Wow, yeah, you guys trying to turn it. There we go. Whew. I was going to hold my breath there. Oh no. Got a little on the fur. Gosh darn it. I do rowing to stop my shoulder, back, and neck pain. I like rowing. Yeah. I think rowing's one of the more interesting ones. You can, plunk it down in front of the TV or something. Listen to podcasts. I usually do my audiobook no matter what. But oh, sorry, I missed what you. Okay, only meat. The only meat I eat is fish and seafood. Interesting, yeah. I had the best thing the other day, Saul. The company that I used to work for, they have a smokehouse, and they smoke only fish. They do, they're actually like a world famous place that did smoked salmon, featured on the Food Network many times and blah blah blah. Anyway, I went in there. I hadn't seen the owner in a long time. So I popped in there, and he gave me a bunch of halibut and link cod cheeks. Threw those suckers on the barbecue, and my God, was it good. Holy smokes. But the halibut cheeks were huge. They were bigger than like a turkey leg. I don't mean a drumstick, mind you. I mean the whole damn leg. But it was so good. Just rice, kimchi, salt, and pepper. Yeah. Probably going to do... He gave me too much, so we froze some of it. I'm hoping to do the next set maybe this weekend. someday when the weather is nice. You know? Takes a while to cook them though, because they're so big. You don't have to cook fish as long and you don't have to get it as hot, but halibut you have to get a little bit hotter than other fish. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. They're huge. Halibut? I've never heard that. Halibut. Maybe it's like an Eastern Canadian thing. Oh, your wife's a vegetarian? Huh. Yeah, that vegetarian with fish. But I want to paint it. Just pay me back in a year. Dang. Okay. I mean, that sounds like a pretty good deal, Bahamut. I, the beholder, I'm sure. You know. But, oh, I see. Okay, let's sneak that in there. Start doing his armor. I probably should have done his pants and stuff beforehand, but whatever. This is where we are now. What's your guys' favorite army to paint? And what's your favorite army to play? Unless they're the same army, of course. Ironjaws are not, like, I don't have enough games to even make that kind of decision yet, but like I was surprised how much fun I had playing them. Even in their current state, where a lot of people are kind of complaining about their play style. Yeah, I think I think the all things in moderation is a good way of doing it. That's what I'm going for currently. You know. Back when they didn't know, before I was diagnosed with my gastro disorder, they put me on an elimination diet at one point, and I was only eating rice, fish, and salt were the only things I was allowed. And then you gradually add more and more things back into your diet. Didn't help or whatever, but I've been, you know, at different times in my life been on extremely strict diets, and it can really take the color out of your life depending on what the diet is and your own. But I just like, I'm not a picky eater. I like so many different things, so that was kind of hard. But now I can eat more of a variety of things, but every now and again, jeez, I'm really not keeping this thing on camera. I will. Bad things will happen. Let's just say it like that. Yes. Apparently, the omega-3, though, it needs to have EPA in it, Saul. I did some research about that, and I talked to my doctor and a few other, did some other research about it or whatever, and apparently the EPA is super important. So I actually, in addition to trying to get it naturally in my diet, I also take an omega-3 thing that's super high in EPA. Yeah. Well, this is like a foodie stream now, huh? No one gave me one army that they like to paint or play. I'm starting to think you guys don't like to paint or play any of them. Okay, I'm checking on my phone real quick. Last time I streamed, it was... Come on, there we go. Oh, we're good. We're doing fine. Huh. 64%, it says. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if it just went off the edge there and, at some point. But last time I streamed, I had like 2% left or something of my phone battery. So it seems to take the most off of it at the start. Like to paint Custodes? Okay. If we're talking 40K, I do like to paint Tyranids the most. I know they're easy to paint, but I don't know. They're like all biological. I don't mind painting a Space Marine though, here and there. I do mostly enjoy painting AOS more just because of the variety and whatnot. And my favorite army, being the Skaven, is in there. And yeah, like my top 3 armies to paint are Skaven, Idoneth, and Seraphon. And the order kind of changes depending on the time of day and what's been released most recently and whatnot. But what was I going to say? Like, there's so much variety, right? Oh, also I was going to say that I'm enjoying painting or playing Iron Jaws more than I thought, but I'm also enjoying painting them more than I thought. Once I kind of figured out the scheme, I still haven't, like, I don't have a system yet, which I think will make it even more fun for me. But once I figure that out, I think it'll be like less stress and more fun and just, some people probably enjoy figuring out the paint scheme. I don't know. I find it weirdly stressful at times just because, like, I don't know, maybe it's like some kind of obsessive compulsive thing, but if it doesn't match what I picture in my head, then I'm like, okay, I got to figure this out, which is not true. I don't have to figure it out. It's not that big a deal. I could just not, right? But yeah, I'm a prisoner of my own mind, I suppose. Do I do these things as well? Yeah, I think they should be blue as well. Or whatever. Teal and blue, etc. Yeah, this looks mostly pink. This just looks pink here. It is fluorescent magenta, though, according to this. This is all I used on those bits. It's just this over top of... Although I guess it kind of looks pink here. But there, here, when I show you this, is what it looks more like in... it kind of looks pink on camera too. Take care of stupid adult responsibilities. Sounds lame, but Godspeed, my friend. I wish you the best in your quest, whatever that may be. Yeah. Being there. Most of the time when I don't get to do painting and don't get to do the things that I want, it is because of adult responsibilities now, which sounds kind of gross, depending on the connotation there, but yeah. The favorite thing you've painted so far, AOS Suns, Beast Claw Raiders, and Trogs. I've only played 2 games of AOS, but I enjoyed Suns more than Beast Claw. Interesting. You like to play Rats and Marines. So Rats and Space Marines for 40k Bahamut? They were very cool. That new Logan Grimnar is blowing my mind. I even did my own paint scheme for Space Wolves, believe it or not. Like, I didn't even follow the lore at all. There's this box set that came out for Space Wolves in like 18-ish, somewhere in there, and called Tooth and Claw, I think it was called. And it was Space Wolves versus Gene Stealer Cult. And they kind of have the Space Wolf Lieutenant dude that's in there. His armor sort of reflecting off the environment, and it gives it kind of a bit of a teal look. And, you know, teal's my favorite color, so I was like, okay, I guess this is what I'm doing now. But... oh, a Kickstarter I've been following launched and succeeded in 25 minutes. What Kickstarter is that? I don't do a lot of Kickstarters. In fact, I think I've only ever done 1, maybe 2. Shadowkeeper Custodes. Oh, okay. I don't know that one. Nice. Is that your kid, Bahamut? Sorry, while I'm painting, it's hard to read. Saul says, in 40k I played GSC, AdMech, and Imperial Knights. Those are all excellent choices. And quite a variety of, you know, what's the word? Sculpt. Yeah, I like to... my favorite game right now is definitely... it's still AOS, but I've been trying out a few other things. Kill Team is really fun. I haven't played the most recent edition of Star Wars Legion, but I quite enjoyed the last one. Even though I've only played, I don't know, like 4 or 5 games, I think. I only have like 1 or 2 friends that play it, so it's hard to get games in. Especially because those friends are, you know, busy. I'm busy, you know. I don't think I played enough to like cement the rules in my head. And then they switched editions. So I guess I'll go screw myself, you know. Dang it. Sorry, everyone. Not keeping it on the camera. Excited to get your hands on that new Logan and Arjack. Yeah, my God, they look so good. I like the Logan and I like Njal. You know what the best part about Njal is, Bear? Yep, though I'm going to kit bash my AdMech into Bladed Cog. Is Bladed Cog the sub faction for GSC? I used to play GSC as well, but I sold some of them. Never been great at playing more than one game at a time. My brain needs to focus on one rule set. I'm not. I didn't say I was good at it, but I have a bit of. Sometimes I have a bit of that ADHD when it comes to games. I mean, hell, I've got it when it comes to painting too. I find it very difficult to paint just one thing until it's complete. I tend to paint like two things at once, and I just kind of work on whatever mood takes me at the time. And then, but when I start getting toward the end, then I tend to sprint through and finish one project because the funnest part is completing it, right? I really like assembling miniatures, and I really like, within reason, of course. And I really like, I don't mind priming them. I don't mind zenithaling. But I find base coats are quite boring. Even if I use my airbrush. Oh man. Okay, I'm trying to keep this on camera, but I can barely even see where I'm painting here. Okay, good enough. Good stuff. Okay. And then we're going to get some variety. Put some blue on there. Man, this guy is really pink and blue right now. We'll see if it comes together at the end. So I'm doing it like this tonight because there's no news and I didn't have any kind of guest or co-host for tonight's stream. So this is why I'm doing a painting stream. But what do you guys think? Like, those of you that are here right now, those of you that are watching it in the future, just chilling out and painting along, is this something you kind of want to see more of? Like, would you want to see this outside the podcast, like maybe every second Thursday or something like that? Might be a little bit later, depending on the day and whatnot. Or, yeah, I'm not really sure exactly how I would, what day it would be or necessarily what time. But is this something that you guys would like to see more of? It's a lot harder to actually paint, but I am getting stuff done. You know what I mean? So it's not like it's not like a huge big deal or anything either, right? So is this something you guys would like to see more of? Or is this like, and I'm not going to be insulted either way, or is this more of like a stopgap? It's like, just do this when you got nothing, right? Oops. I mean, there was no way I was going to get that on camera regardless, but I'm going to check the chat in just a moment. but I've been listening to my book, which is the Blinding Knife, which is the second in the Lightbringer series by Brent Weeks. I think, by the way, I think that first book is still on sale. I can't remember if I brought this up or not, but the Black Prism it was on sale, I think, for all of April on Audible for like $8 Canadian, which is probably like, what, $5 American. And it's so freaking good. And so I'm on the second book right now. But, yeah. Kit Bash, Bladed nice, okay. I never being great at playing more than one. Oh, sorry. Hi, Duplexity. How's it going? Weird. He's in power armor. Oh, the best part about Njal? No, the best part about Njal is not that he's in power armor. The best part is that when you put him on the table, you get to say, "What's up, Njal?" Like that. And now you know. It's GSC AdMech mashup. Yes, right. Yeah, I think that was like a sub-faction that was in their book in 9th edition, I want to say. Found this live stream while painting. Hell yeah, dude. What are you... Or whoever you are. Sorry, I don't know you, but what are you working on? I took a vote at the start between this... finishing, or not finishing, but continuing to work on the skeletons that I painted in the last live stream, or terrain, or some Skaven, and they voted for Big Pig. So I had no choice. I'm down for whatever content you are passionate about and willing to provide. It's all great in my book. I appreciate that, Ludivicus. I'm a big fan of the Ludivicus brand as well. And so, yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, it's like one of those things, right? Where it's like, you try different things and depending on what people think, but sometimes if you don't ask people like, hey, did you guys like this? You kind of don't know which way to jump, right? But other than the fact that it's very hard to keep, I'm not talented enough to do this while keeping the thing on stream and talking at the same time. Other than that, it's very easy content to provide. Even with the camera set up and whatnot, I don't need to spend as much time getting the stream ready. So it really is, it's easy content to make, and I'm getting stuff done. So I'm happy to do this kind of thing, but like it wouldn't, it's not like it hurts my feelings if people are like, no, just stick with the podcast most of the time, or yeah, anyway, y'all get it. You know what I'm saying. So and yeah, if you guys do enjoy this, by the way, please, consider subscribing. Doesn't cost you anything, and it's a great way of just supporting the channel. I'm so bad at saying that. Usually Jason or someone has to remind me to say it. Jason Mangelson. Friend of the stream. Supporter. An all-around good guy. Sorry, right. Yep. Bladed Cog doesn't have specific rules anymore. I'm just going to run them as AdMech, but make them look like Bladed Cog. That sounds freaking dope. I can't remember if those were my favorites. Like, there's a few different ones. I think I like the one with the scientist guy that like mutates the abhorrents. But yeah, the best is bringing Bjorn and Dreads in reserve and say it's not delivery, it's Bjorno. Well played, Bear. Well played. I still think it's better to say what's up, y'all, but different strokes, for different folks. I won't judge you. You'll judge me. That's how that saying goes, right? Is that even a saying? I don't know. It's time to paint some armpit armor, though. Some good old-fashioned armpit armor. Okay, what do we got? It's not delivery, it's Bjorno. Bjorno the Fell-Handed. Doop, 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 doop. Doop, 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 doop. Okay. Man, he's so colorful. It's like hurting my eyes, but in a good way. That first sip of Coke, and you're just like, it hurts so good. The Biophagus, thank you. Yeah, he's dope. He's one of my favorite miniatures they've ever made, and he's just like this dumb, scientist guy. Nothing crazy. But, to be fair, he is quite, different compared to most other things, I guess. I don't know. He's got so much character in a very small package. I kept him, even though I don't have any Gene Stealers right now. At some point, I'm definitely going to get back into that army, but not this day. Not this day. I'm hoping that the preview will good, but don't be for like a few more months. Sorry, I've forgotten Bahamut what we were talking about. The preview for what? Oh, for like the one that's coming up at the Dallas Open at the end of May. Yeah, I'm hoping it's going to be Idnith, but a part of me is like, I really hope for new models, but a part of me is kind of going, well, if there isn't, then maybe I can actually catch up with some of these things that I'm trying to get done. But yeah, I like saying "gets good," but everyone has their own catchphrase. And it's less fun to say when one is losing. Yeah. Did you play Hollow Knight? If you get to like the true ending right before you fight the secret boss or whatever you want to say, it sounds like what's her name? Hornet comes in there and goes, "Get good," but I don't know what she's actually supposed to be saying there. You should use the neon tufts and give them synth armpit hairs. I actually already did that on the bases. Can you see that? Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah. That is hilarious though. I have the little ones too. Not on that base, weirdly enough. I could actually do that. Wherever it applies, just like throw some up there. That's a hilarious suggestion. It'd be like, it's like some kind of synthwave squig armpit hair, right? The Lovecraftian quality of the Gene Stealer cult is what got me into that army. Dude, they're so awesome. I love them. The main problem for me was just like, I wasn't really enjoying playing 40K as much. And so it was hard to like keep painting, especially because like I was really enjoying painting the AOS armies that I was working on. But they're so cool. I need to come back to them at some point and just do an army full of, what are they called? The Acolyte hybrids, I think they're called, and like abhorrents and just like all the weirdest stuff. Pit squigs, exactly. There's an individual chapters. Oh yeah. Yeah. Next up is IDK, and then it goes, or sorry, well, Soul Blight gets its full release, then IDK, then Night Haunt, then KO, I want to say. And then I think it's Corn, and then I think last is FEC in terms of the roadmap, but I'm not sure. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm just realizing I missed a couple of things that should have been painted pink, but I'll forgive myself one day. One day. One day. Maybe. Sorry, guys. I am definitely a skill issue. Or maybe it's also just a setup issue. Maybe there's a way of like, okay, putting the camera in a place where, you know, you'll see what I see. Like mount it to my head or something, right? Some kind of GoPro setup. What do other people do? Or I guess they probably don't really talk about it, huh? I wonder if any of them would be willing to teach me their camera mounting secrets. Give me a pointer or two. I had to hold my breath there just to even paint it. Yeah, for hobbying, like, man, the variety in AOS is just off the chain. Carson, who I think, I don't know if you're, I don't know how, I don't remember exactly when you started hanging out with us all, but Carson, I don't know if you know this or not, but Carson used to only play 40K for a long time. He only played 40K. And then we dragged him over to AOS. And he's pretty much not looked back. Like he tried out AOS during the end of like second edition. Bought the ogres, but he didn't really get into playing the game as much. And then, yeah, I forget how exactly I got him like properly into it, but it might have been with like a slow grow. How is yours mounted at the moment? Oh yeah, good call. Yeah, like right now it's on this like ring light phone holder thing. Here, let me see if I can pop it out and show you guys without losing my... Oh, geez. Okay. What have I done? Yeah. Okay, here we go. Sorry, I just punched the mic too. What a crap show. Come on. Ooh. Okay. So right now, it's on one of these dealies. I hope I'm not making anyone sick. Right? Well, it looks way dustier than it is. And then I just kind of slot it in there. But I don't know, do some people like use a webcam? Oh no. I'm covering up buttons that should not be covered up. Okay. Are we back? Does that look okay? Get a set of POV glasses. I don't know what those are. But are they expensive? That's like one of the main... it seems good to you. It's not that different from a lot of painting streams I've seen. Although, to be fair, I don't watch a lot of them. Yeah, like that's kind of my thing, too. Thanks, for, Eli. Appreciate it. Oh, ooh. Last live game was the first stream. Oh, okay. And that was what, Andy versus Kenrick, I want to say. So yeah, yeah, you might not be as familiar with Carson, although I don't know, did you check out were you hanging out with us during the last week's podcast? Because that's Carson. He's the Meat King. Looks good. Okay, I mean, you know. Is this too close? Jeez. I might have accidentally made it better. Maybe. At least this is on camera. Yeah, this pig is colorful. I am going to be making some changes. Like it's not going to, not changes, but like I'm going like brightest to dark. Here, I keep getting these guys out and then putting them away, but this is sort of my paint scheme. It's like pink. It looks so different on this camera. It's so annoying. But anyway, yeah, like synthwave orcs is sort of the idea. So yeah, I'm trying to kind of replicate that, but do it faster because those Ard boys took way longer than the results warranted, I guess, is what I'm... Even if they look way better in person, like, it's still not worth it. So, like... Or not worth it, I shouldn't say it like that, but, like, I want to go faster, you know? Like, and painting them red didn't do that for me. So... Didn't make it go faster. Oh, right. Ah, that was close. I was painting this part pink and magenta. Yeah, this is mostly neon magenta, even though on camera it just reads as hot pink. But... Now I'm doing the blue. Might take them to a teal. I'm still deciding. Or jade. Bright jade. But I just thought because I'm painting the skin on the orcs green that I should, you know, keep it more of a blue color. The turquoise would contrast with it, with the green better than teal, because there's more green in the teal. Or I shouldn't say teal. It's Proacryl Bright Jade was the other color that. And the dice that I have are. Where are they? Well, they're in the other room, I guess. The synthwave orc dice that I got made up are on sale in the Etsy shop, but where do they go? I don't know. The dice in like there's two colors in the dice. It's kind of a neon magenta in there, and then the other color is more of a teal. So the question is, do you paint it like the dice, which is kind of like the idea behind it, or do you, do you go for maximum contrast and what you think, looks better? Maybe. I'm not even sure. You were there for that. Cool. Looks good. Orc mushroom rave incursion. Exactly. I mean, I like synthwave music. I like synthwave art style. It's just once I came up with the idea, there was no stopping me. The story of my life. It's never fast enough. You spend 100 hours, you go in for a demon. Nah, that's just base coating and cleaning up. I know, dude, because I'm slow. Like, I'm a slow ass painter. And even when I'm not on stream, like, this is painfully slow. But when I'm not I'm streaming and I've got no excuses, I'm still slow. I'm still way too slow. Airbrush really helped out in that regard. Yo, this orc is so bright. I'm not sure what it reminds me of. Some kind of candy? What is it? Oh, geez. Okay, there we go. It's a little better. Is it not focusing? If I hold it up this far, it feels like it's out of focus. Or is that me? Yeah. Is that better? If I do that? Nope. I don't know. Maybe the move is... If I could figure out how to get the webcam behind me at a decent angle, then I wouldn't need to worry about my phone's batteries, because it's plugged in, but it just still loses battery power, quite quickly. Oh, no, I think I got that part. Right. Got another gauntlet over here. Yeah, this is currently a very loud paint scheme. But it doesn't say synthwave right now to me. Do you guys ever find like a picture? Like, I just Google searched synthwave when I was trying to figure out this paint scheme, and then I just found one picture and I was like, that's it. It's not of orcs or anything, and then it was just kind of a matter of like incorporating that to where I thought that it sort of started to match. But do you ever do that? Do you ever like find a picture that's like unrelated? Not a picture of someone's miniature and kind of go, okay, I kind of want to do that. But more just like for my gets, I found these pictures of these mushrooms, like real mushrooms. And I was like, I want to do that. It wasn't just one mushroom. It was like one main mushroom. And then there was a bunch of other mushrooms that I based like different things off of it. Very saturated. Or my Leviathan for IDK, I found a picture of like a real turtle. I tried to recreate the shell pattern on it and its skin and whatnot. You know, the story. Oh yeah, did you ever play that Far Cry DLC back in the day that was all synth and lasers? I didn't, but I feel like I should have. I forgot about that. That was Far Cry 3, I want to say. Am I wrong? Right. No, but I did think of, when I started painting this, I did think of like Hotline Miami. 3, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. Where was it? Oh yeah, Hotline Miami, and then there's a few other games. Oh man, what were the other games that I was thinking of? Oh well, I've lost it. But if I think of it, I'll put it on the Discord. If y'all want to join too, the Discord is free. There's a link in the description. Nearish to the top, and you can join it and show us what you're working on. You know, people give hobby advice on there, and game advice, rules, everything. Everyone's very nice. Don't join if you're a jerk. Like there's people out there that know that they're a jerk. They're like, yeah, I'm kind of a dick, so yeah, I'm not going to join, you know? Why spoil a good thing? It's too bad there aren't more self-aware dicks out there. Or actually, no. Let me rephrase that. Instead of throwing stones, you threw D20s? What, really? That's crazy. That's awesome. I'm a big fan of the dice-themed stuff, as you might suspect. Got a little blue paint on there, on the fur. There we go. Nice. Cleaned it up. It's all good. I think I'm going to do this like weird teardrop thing also blue in the middle here. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to try it. I don't even know what this little like thing is, to be honest, but oops, okay. Keeping it on camera. Stay on camera. Stay on camera. Carson's having a blast in Austria. He went to see Phantom of the Opera. And yeah, he's showing us lots of pictures of his food. As you might suspect from the Meat King. Okay. There we go. I feel like not showing your food is more rare now. Oh dear. I did not. I missed some spots. Oh dear. This is hard to see. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, yeah. I wish we could play music on here. Without making it unwatchable. Or that, you know what would be crazier is if you could like, I mean, obviously this, you can't do it for good reason, but how awesome would it be if I could just like straight up like listen to my books or whatever other thing you could name, you know, that you want to have on in the background, and just everyone chills and hangs out. So I wouldn't have to feel like I got to keep my mouth moving. Something I'm not used to doing while painting. It's one of those skills. I feel like I should watch more hobby streams now, just so I can go and be like, man, you're really good at talking while painting. Like, it sounds so sarcastic, but I think they're all way better at it than I am. And so it's probably a skill they had to work on and master. And therefore they won't assume that it's someone being a sarcastic jerk. Let's see. That could be blue. Yeah, that could be blue. Gotta have that contrast, baby. Could find a license-free set of synth music. I do have Permission Bear. That's what I normally play at the start of the streams. Is I got permission from this synthwave channel. Or he's not like only synthwave. He does all sorts of, you know, electric-y, whatever type music. I don't know how to group up synthwave with the other types of music that he does, but yeah, I could put some on right now if you guys want. It is very appropriate, right? First time watching it live. This is cool. It's relaxing. Hey, thanks, Nathan. I really appreciate that. I was just asking everyone earlier, you know, do you want to see more of this kind of thing? Less of this kind of thing? Like, it's really hard to gauge this stuff. Here, I'll pull up the, okay, so, boop, boop, boop. So, before I actually hit play, wait, where'd it go? I got to make sure that this isn't going to blast anyone. So just give me a second here, guys. I don't. Okay. Yeah, we're good. I'll go to the most recent synthwave mix, and then I'll just turn it up slowly. Are we good? I feel like I should have been doing this the whole time. I brought it up at the start, but I didn't get a lot of whatever. Can you guys still hear me over the music? Like, not that that's important, but I don't want it to be, I don't want one to be too strong. So let me know if I should increase or decrease either one, okay? Oops. I know there's a stream delay, so I didn't expect you guys to answer right away, but let me know if the levels are okay. I can turn it up or down. But there's a tool to tell me the stream delay or something that I should probably start using. Mix is good, but if you fall asleep, blame the music. Will do. I never take personal responsibility with Divicus, so blame the music. It's pretty hyped though, like it's pretty good, I think. So I'm trying to do this scheme like pretty much totally free of true metal. That being the case, what color should I paint the chains? These chains here. Like I'm gonna do the cloth purple, and I think these are going to be like a black with just a tiny bit of, you know, shine to them. But I'm trying to avoid true metals. I'm hoping that this army will be something that can, you know, I can varnish the bejeebers out of and therefore not have to worry about it as much in terms of traveling. But there's a chain back here. There's a couple of chains down there. I could do them purple. I could do them, I don't know, about black. I don't really want to do them like gray. I don't want to do like non-metallic dull metal. That seems kind of boring. Because it's synthwave, right? Chains a super dark purple. That's kind of what I was thinking. Like I could use Gray's Bear for sure, but like, yeah, I mean, like, well, then again, the pig is brown. And that does contrast. I could do them like a dark, or like, what about like whatever Griff Charger gray is? I could do something like that. So it's like an off gray. Could use grays with purple undershadow. Yeah, that sounds good too. This music has some 80s John Carpenter vibes. Escape from New York. Yeah, totally. I love John Carpenter. I really like this, like, there's this song that was on this Korean TV show called My Name, I think it was. It came out around the same time as Squid Games, and I really enjoyed it. It had kind of like a Kill Bill kind of vibe to it, with this Korean woman playing the main character, and she's really good in it, and like the story was really good. I didn't love the ending. Anyway, it was really good though. I actually liked it more than Squid Games overall, and which I haven't seen season 2 of, so don't spoil, please. But yeah. What was I even gonna say? Oh, but yeah, there was this really good song on there in the OST, and it really reminds me of like pure 80s synthwave goodness. This just kind of changed a little bit now too, hey? Now I want to do cyborgs for my 40k orcs. with Tron, but Tron them out. Yeah, that sounds freaking awesome. I think you should do that immediately. Are you talking about like the new-ish models, the Boar Boys, whatever they were called, that came out like a couple of years ago? Bear? Yeah, I mean, like, I'm still doing synthwave over here as well. It's just a little different. A little more purpley and whatnot. But I'll just leave this guy here. He can stare up and wonder at y'all. Yeah, you can see the magnets on the bottom. It looks so ugly compared to synthwave goodness. Is that gonna help? No, it didn't help at all. Whatever. I'm losing daylight here. Okay. Shoot. Oh. So that's the back side. Okay, oops. Oh, I hate when I have to grab the paintbrush so far away. I might have to bring out the secret weapon again. Yep, I'm gonna have to. I can't get to it. Use the old war Boar Boys. Yeah, those guys are awesome. Yeah. I feel like you could do it with the new ones too, but I don't know, you know, I don't know if that'll suit your style or not. This is my secret weapon, by the way. Curved paintbrush. It's really good for getting around the corners. Now I've lost where I was even painting. Oh yeah, there it is. It's possible that no one's ever even going to see that, but there we go. This thing is so awesome. It saved my bacon. Get it? Yeah! Okay. I actually didn't get a lot of sleep last night, so it can make you like kind of loopy. Pigs over squigs? I don't know. Watch out for Ladivicus. If he's not asleep right now, he will be very, very potentially upset. He might be asleep though. He might have lucked out. Dodged a bullet. That or he's writing an essay right now. What time is it? 9:04. Okay. Actually, I'm going to check on my phone real quick. Last time, I'll kill you. Okay. Well, the good news is he's not writing an essay. That was very short and to the point. Oh yeah, we're good. We should be able to last till the normal end time of 9:30. Ah. Oh, okay. Oh, geez. Just found like a whole nother section of mist pink paint. Oh yeah, okay. Stay on target here. Okay. I don't know if what everyone thinks of painting streams in general compared to the normal podcast, but I'm definitely enjoying it with the music a lot more. I'm getting a little more energy from it. Oops, dang it. It's not helping me keep things on camera, but nothing will, so. If you guys are enjoying the music too, please consider subscribing to the person that made it. His, what do you call it? Thumbnails aside. I do quite enjoy his synthwave mixes. So the link should be down there, but if not, I think it's called Good Hawk Music. Oh, it's probably not because I had to create a new one, or if I don't create a new one, then it makes me like use an old thumbnail, and I can't use an old thumbnail for this. I should make like a thumbnail just for hobby streams. Hey, that would kind of solve that problem. But yeah, Good Hawk Music, I think it's called. I'll spell it for you in case you want. Yeah, it's just Good Hawk, one word, and then music. He's got 470 subscribers right now. And he hasn't made a video in the last month or so, and I'm wondering if he got a little discouraged, so throw him a sub and let him know that I sent you if you don't mind. Like if you have the bandwidth to just leave a little comment. You were sent by sagaofdice, so I appreciate it. Just so he knows that I'm not using him for his music, you know? That sounded much worse than it is. What are you gonna do? Also, by the way, this is like, I've heard some people say that they don't like the Pro Acrylic bottles. I love them personally, but one way you can just not have any trouble with them ever is when you screw the thing back on and then you just rub them into a paper towel, and then I find that they actually clog up less than any other paint brand. Personally, I've had zero trouble. I like his paints, but I've actually had more trouble with Duncan's than anything. But with Duncan's, I tap them on the side, and as long as you create a little bit of a, as long as there's like a little bit of a thing there, you're fine. What was it? What's the other one that I find quite scale? Because you have to like cut it open, and yeah, don't get me started on them. I don't know what that accent was that I just did, but it was a thing. Right, that's what I was doing. Gonna do some more bits. That's right. Next to the skull. You can get other caps as well for Pro Acryl, and I have them and they work great. They're like a flip top cap. They work perfectly, but I don't know. I don't really have any trouble with the regular ones. But I did have a friend say that he had some clog up on him the other day. But you never know, like sometimes just one little thing can make all the difference in the world. Like I watched a Squidmar video, this is a while ago, and he was talking about how when he primes his miniatures, they like, the priming doesn't stick to them. Like not when he handles them, they just like crackle and come off. I've virtually never had that. I don't even know how you get that. But I did have the benefit of obviously having a brother who's a professional airbrush artist guide me through that process. Everyone thinks orcs always pray to Gork or Mork, but let's be real, it's pork. Oh my. I'm not an orc guy at all, says Leviticus. If Gits and Oryx were one again, I'm not sure I'd play it, to be honest. I'm weird like that. I like that other people play orcs though. Yeah. I was more of a goblin guy myself. And I don't know when it happened, but at some point I found myself just kind of thinking, but Iron Jaws though. And Kenrick came over to the Git side of the Force. And so, I didn't originally just play them for the channel, I really liked them, but it's obviously a contributing factor to how much time I put into things. And, we only have 2 people locally that really play a lot of Iron Jaws. One of them is Alex and the other is Will, but they both don't really play them on the channel, much. So, and I bought into Iron Jaws at the start of the pandemic, before all these cool models came out. And then I was just like, oh, that was when I was going to try and do Iron Jaws of the North kind of deal, where they're all frost themed, kind of like my Space Wolves are. And yeah, I just I wasn't really vibing with it. And so I bought one of those start collecting sets with the, what's it called? The War Chanter, one of the few things that's written properly. And the pigs and the old, really not so, I don't know. I don't really like the old Ard boys at all. I think they kind of suit the old world, but they're just not my thing. So anyway, yeah, I sold them pretty quick after I bought them, and then yeah. But last Christmas, that's what I think it was. I think I was going over to my brother for his birthday, because that's before Christmas. And yeah, they had the Christmas boxes were announced, and I was just like, they're not really a great price, but they weren't, I don't know. I feel like they didn't feel like they were as good a price because the Brute Ragers feel like they're overpriced, $70 or whatever they are for 3, infantry models, which is kind of their bag lately. But yeah, I don't know. But it was more of an excuse, and then I was like, okay, but need to come up with a scheme. That's part of the fun. And lately, what's been motivating me is I really want to play the, what's his name? Krogog's, basically the Army of Renown. That's all pigs. It's what do you call it? Maw Gruntas and Gore Gruntas. The army. I think it's Krogog or something silly. And so that's what's kind of motivating me to work a bit harder than usual. Or not work a bit harder, but just find the time, I'm doing less relaxing. I almost bought Warcraft 3 Remastered the other day. I was talking about it with Eric, and then I was just like, but, if you get that, you're not going to paint, It'll be say goodbye to painting for a month. And so the game may only be $30 or something, but it would cost me that much more in painting time. And so that's how I stopped myself. Has Alex ever played on the stream? I don't think he's done a live stream before. He's definitely been in battle reports before. He played mostly giants, I think, in the battle reports. But yeah, the live streams are fun. Hey, they're really different. Disciple of Yawgmoth. Love the name. I'm a fellow Iron Jaws player. I painted mine this dark orange to call them the Rust Sons. Yo, that is awesome. If you join the Discord, link in the description there, Yawgmoth, show us. That's how we got Saul here. He showed us his awesome, what was it? Your bloodletter, Saul, I think. Anyway, yeah, I want to see him. That sounds freaking awesome. You could do like some kind of funny, like play on words with Sunny Delight, you know? Rusty Delight. I don't know. I'm being stupid. I hope I'm not stepping on your fun there. Michael Sproul says, big. Indeed, Michael. Indeed. I am, yeah, this is, there, actually, I'm going to just get out this, it's a different one each time. I don't know if anyone's noticed, but I've been getting out, these are my Synthwave Oryx, my Synthwave Iron Jaws, and with their molten weapons. And so now I'm going to do this guy in the same style, but yeah, I'm going about it a different way. Okay, I'm putting the banner back. Banner boy's going back. Okay. Nice. Yo, is that you? Did you just join Yawgmoth? Or was that someone else? I think someone else just joined. I can't really look at it yet, but I will respond later. We usually stream from 7 p.m. to 9:30 on Tuesdays. That's Pacific time, which means that, yeah, I'm going to be ending the stream in a little bit. But even though we don't usually do painting streams, I kind of want to do this more. So if you are enjoying this, you know, it's a lot easier to harass me if you join the Discord. I might do it on like Thursdays every now and again. Similar-ish times. We normally do, what do you call it? The live stream games, which, oh, by the way, we are streaming this Thursday. Nathan, that was you? Thanks for joining. That's awesome. Appreciate it. I mean, we don't get anything out of it, but like, it's cool just to have more people, you know, people get to share what they're working on, receive, you know, feedback if they want, or just encouragement if they don't. Just good to have more people, man. Shout outs to the people who are buying dice too, by the way. I didn't ask them if I could say their names or whatever, but you know, got some kind reviews and some really kind messages, and so I really appreciated it. You know who you are, and if you listen to this later, let me know if I can say your name, even if it's just like your first name or whatever. I don't want to blow people up. So I never cared even before I started streaming and whatnot, but you know, you gotta be respectful of people's privacy and whatnot. I think my phone did better this time. which is good because ever since I got a waterproof JBL speaker, I'm addicted to having to listening to my audiobooks and stuff in the shower, and like just basically never being without some kind of source of entertainment or music at all anymore. Okay, how do I get in there? Might have to break out the bent brush again. Well, I think I'm good. Oh, or am I? There we go. Crikey. When I go back later to do the skin and the other bits, I know there's stuff that I'm missing, but Synthwave Oryx make me think Hotline Girl. Exactly. Yo, I just said that earlier, Yawgmoth. I literally was just talking about Hotline Miami as one of the things that kind of inspired me. I love the first game. Who's playing on the Thursday stream? Oh, right. So Dale was getting requests to play his daughters on stream. People apparently in the coach Discord wanted to kind of see how he plays them, because you know, they don't have a great win rate, but like the players that know how to play them, like Dale and Matthias now and other people, like they know how strong they actually are, and so he's gonna kind of show that. And it's Kenrick's bringing Nurgle, believe it or not. He's borrowing, because he's working on Nurgle, but he's borrowing someone else's Nurgle. I do know their name. I just don't want to blow them up in case they don't want their name out there. But yeah, he's borrowing some Nurgle to play on stream. So it's going to be Nurgle versus Daughters of Cain, and I'll be producing, and it should be a good time. Be there or be square. He played Gitz last time, right? Yeah. That was cool. That was a good game. Came right down to the wire. I want Andy to bring his... If I get my Magrunta army painted up, I want to try and do like an all cavalry game with like all Magruntas. It might turn into a big slap fight, a big tickle fight or something like that, but I don't know. It'd just be thematic and kind of cool. Or at least that's what I think. He said he's down, so now it's just a matter of me painting up like whatever, 5 or 6 giant pigs and like I don't know how many small pigs, but I'm currently feeling motivated. But I might have to like take a break here and there to do other things. As I said before, I've kind of got that hobby ADHD. But I want to start practicing them too. Yeah. I don't know. Iron Jaws are just kind of awesome. I don't really have like a true Timmy army. And I want Iron Jaws to be my Timmy army. Because I actually am, you know, like I think I'm more Johnny than Timmy in real life, like in normal situations. But I've got a good amount of Timmy in me, so out of context, that comment might sound weird, but if you know, you know. Play Magic, you know. I know there's stuff I'm forgetting. This is going to infuriate me later. I'm doing the weapons molten, right? So what color should I do these other bits? Because like they can't be the same, right? I just realized that the zenithal was kind of weird. It didn't fully go on this guy for whatever reason. Sorry, I missed the chat there for a while. Kenrick can't handle having all fours to hit. I mean, aren't Gits all fours to hit? Though you're right, he does play mostly Stormcast. Just got into the hobby, started with the 40k introductory set. Now I'm learning to paint and airbrush all at the same time. I'm starting out with a Knight Crusader. I need all the help I can get. Well, welcome, Nathan. 40k is excellent. The introductory set meaning Leviathan? Or, oh no, you probably mean like whatever the starter sets. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, like honestly, like if I were to go back in time, I would straight up go straight to an airbrush. I'd buy one army, or maybe not even like an army. I might even just buy like the starter set, and then I would have immediately gone to an airbrush. But luckily it didn't take me too long to get there. But I was very lucky because my brother gave me my first airbrush and compressor and taught me how to use it. Had to jump to Nurgle. Yeah, I mean, the cool thing about Nurgle though is that like, the cool thing about him playing Nurgle, I should say, is that like, eventually I would have gotten Nurgle for the channel, but there's people out there there's a lot of people who really love Nurgle, and I wasn't going to get there anytime soon. So I'm really glad that he's getting into them. I think it will be a good army for him. And yeah. Yes, the archetypes. Timmy, Johnny, and Spike, for sure. And then there's what? Like, if you're talking about the other aspects, there's Vorthos and I want to say Melvin? But I'm not as familiar with them. I know that's more about aesthetics and whatnot. Or lore. I can't remember. Purist to putrid. Yeah, you're not really wrong, huh? Now that I think about it, you've got Stormcast, which are, I would actually say that arguably Seraphon are the purest, because they're like almost insectile-like, right? And they're like pure oppositeness of chaos. And then Stormcast are one over, and then you've got Gits, which are a little bit, moldy, because they're in the caves and whatnot. And then the final step is Nurgle. Although you could argue that Skaven are in between the two, maybe, with Pestilence and whatnot. But we won't quibble over details, right? But yeah, I think I got all the blue that I'm going to notice tonight. And yeah, so if you guys made it this far, I appreciate it. I really appreciate all the newcomers that are hanging out. The tickets went up for sale for Wet Coast. Link is in the description below. And there's a link in the description for the Discord and the dice and everything else that you may or may not have seen. We are streaming on Thursday. It should start at the same time, around 7 o'clock. And yeah, thanks to everyone for hanging out tonight. I had a good time and I got things done, which is the most important thing. So yeah, my pleasure, Ludivicus. Yeah, thanks for keeping me entertained while I threw some paint down poorly and kept my model on stream like maybe a quarter of the time. So yeah, thanks guys. Hope you have a great night, and we'll see you next time.